Well, hi everybody, it's Dad. Welcome to Hey Dad, my reaction channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you for stopping back. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping in. Doing some reactions tonight. If you like this kind of reaction, please consider subscribing. Hit like if you like the content, and let's get into it. Tonight I'm going to do Jason Aldean, Try That in a Small Town. Here we go. Let's find it, get it started.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like, cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town, see how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town.
That's right. Well, I recommend you don't. Couple thoughts here as we get into it. I'm a Jason Aldean fan. Hey, I like country music. It's pretty standard for around here where I live, and I've seen Jason Aldean in concert. Wasn't planning to go, but one night I saw that he was playing in town, a big town near me, and I was able to get tickets that night, sit up in the nosebleed sections and watch Jason Aldean and Luke Combs and Lauren Elena put on a tremendous show for about 3 hours. And Jason played all of his classic hits and played Dirt Road and so forth, and rocked the house. Man can rock and put on a stage show. And pretty standard country for patriotic folks like me in a small town. I know there's some controversy around this song. I've seen the CMT controversy this week. I've actually watched part of one reaction video to this song, and I get why there's controversy. Not because the song is controversial, but because executives are controversial, or they shy away from controversy, or they provoke controversy. One of the two. This theme is not really that controversial to me. I was appalled by the riots in 2020. And I remember the night that the riots were in full swing in the summer of 2020. It seemed like it was going to get out of control, and it was in an area nearby us. And word came one night that the riots, the violence might spill over down the highway toward our town and maybe try to burn our Walmart. And I remember that night well, that we got prepared for in case violence came to our town, our little small town. And the advice would have been, I recommend you don't try it. The police blocked off our Walmart that night, kept it safe, and citizens, I don't know how everybody prepared, but I know in this town, I recommend you don't. I get the message of the song. Well, you know, I'm in a mid-sized town. I'm not the absolute smallest country town. I'm not a big city. I'm in between. But in this town, we would look out for each other in this town. If somebody came from out of town, came down the highways and tried to ignite the violence that you're seeing in this video here, I recommend that you don't. Good advice from Jason. Good song too. I'm listening mainly to the song. I know there's video. I know there's riot video behind it, but I'm listening to the song. I like how Jason plays. I like the sound. Let's hear it more.
That my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck, try that in a small town.
Yeah, that might fly in a big city, and it does fly in a big city. I watch the news. I watch the the videos on Twitter of violence, carjackings, robberies, looting in stores. It happens. It's happening right now. There's a spike in crime. There's some lawless district attorneys that won't charge the crimes. Matter of fact, most of these rioter crimes weren't convicted and charged and convicted. So what's that leave for the citizens if anarchy comes to your town? What does that leave for the citizens? You said your grandpa left him a gun. Well, I would say in our area, there's enough people locked and loaded that on an event like that I wouldn't recommend you try. It's good advice, right? This part of the country, it's good advice. Big city, I don't know. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's different in Chicago and LA and New York. Come out here a little further down the highway and see if it's a good idea. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about only people who intend to do violence to accomplish change or to express rage or whatever. If you intend to do violence, whoever you are, whatever your cause is, stay out of this town. We're not having it. Whoever you are.
See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town full of good old boys, raised up right. If you're looking for a fight.
Good old boys raised up right. Am I a good old boy? I probably am. I probably am. I'm not city slick. I've lived in cities in my life. I've lived in bigger cities. I know how it works. I could live in a big city. I choose not to. Am I a good old boy? Makes me laugh. Good old boys don't mess around with this. Take that anarchy stuff elsewhere.
Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
These farmers are dropping their own crops for the day. A friend is in need, and they've come to help.
It's what this community and a lot of our communities stand for. Somebody needs some help, you'll get it.
Try that in a small town.
Good song. Do I live in a small town? You know, if I get in my car right now in my driveway and I drive 2 minutes or less, there's cornfields growing. There's farmers' houses that I see. There's fields 2 minutes from my house. Probably not true in Chicago, New York, LA, San Francisco. 2 minutes from my house. There's crops growing. So where's the lie in this controversial video? Where's the lie? The footage wasn't a lie. That was riot footage. We saw it happen in 2020. Maybe not everybody saw it because the networks were trying to pretend it wasn't happening, but I saw it. And where's the lie in the video footage? There isn't any lie. Where's the lie in the idea that a small town looks after itself? That's not a lie. That's the community I grew up in. We have some civic pride, some community pride, and that includes everybody that lives in the city. Everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. You're in our city, you're our city. And where's the lie that a small town looks out for itself? Where's the lie that if people need help, they get help in our community? Where's the lie that America has a Second Amendment and people in our area of the country take advantage of that and are prepared for self-defense. Not aggression, not violence, self-defense. You bring that to our town down the road, and let's see how far you get back down the road. I don't recommend that you try. Jason, good song. Love the guitar, as always, with you. Love the drums. That's a standard country song-wise, right? It's a story song. Great music, great musicians. Reminds me of the night I spent with you in concert. And I'd listen to that in my car, absolutely. CMT, you made a mistake pulling this song because it's controversial. It's not controversial to your core fan base. Maybe it's controversial to your executives. If that's the case, you need to look at your executive team. You're not representing the fan base. Jason Aldean, try that in a small town. What do you guys think? Is it controversial to you? Don't use the R word on my comment thread. I won't have it. I'm not down for people slinging accusations that aren't warranted. Don't use the R word on my comment thread. Do not use the R word on my comment thread. That's not what this video is. If you have anarchy in mind, if you have violence in mind, if your ideology causes you to think that you need to express violence to get what you want, don't come to my town. Don't come to my town, whoever you are, whatever color you are, whatever your politics are. If violence is on your mind, if anarchy is on your mind, don't come to my town. Just don't. I don't recommend it. I do recommend this song. I hope my kids are listening to it. I might play it for them. Leave me a comment. What do you think? Did you like this song? It's #1 on iTunes if you bought it on iTunes. And what would you recommend for me next with Jason Aldean? I think I've heard all of his stuff, so it's hard for me to do a reaction to Jason Aldean because I've heard his work. But it's good stuff. Good man. I appreciate that his country music colleagues are standing behind him. So, hey, what do you think? After you listen to a song like this, if you need a dad hug, Dad's always here for you. Leave me a comment and tell me that. I'm thinking about you. I care about you. And give me a recommendation for some music. I'd be glad to do some reviews this week. And we'll see you on the channel. Please consider liking and subscribing. Hit notifications if you want to know. I'm going to try to schedule these at 10 o'clock in the morning on some mornings. Schedule releases. That's a new thing for me. And we'll see you on the channel. Thank you. Dad out.